Alrighty, guys. So this is product research. This is sourcing, whatever you want to call it. I always tell everyone who is looking to come into the e-commerce space, especially Amazon, FBA, and FBM, you want to be able to read charts via Keepa, which we will go over, as well as utilizing a software like AZ Insight, where it breaks everything down for you, right? So in this case, we are going to be looking at a few items, and I'm going to show you how to make sure that this item is not only profitable, but how to also find items by doing reverse product research. 6, 7, and 8 figure sellers utilize these same uh, tactics. So just make sure that you watch this video as many times as possible and apply the same methods that I will be showing you in order to make sure that you are as successful as possible. Okay. So starting out, I want to go over gating and ungating really quickly. There will be another video throughout the material that you're reading through where you will be able to see how you can get ungated on things. But just to give you an idea, this is a Chanel item, right? So before you even start reading the Keepa chart, before you even see if this is actually a profitable item, what you want to do is see if you can get ungated on this, right? Ungated basically means that you're basically not eligible to list this product on Amazon. When you first start out your Amazon journey, you may run into, well, you will run into being gated on a lot of items, right? And in order to get ungated, which we will go through, this is considered beauty and personal care. Okay. So this is a category and there are subcategories when it comes to Amazon. So in this case, and I've had my store for over a year, right? And I'm still gated on items. It normally takes about 3 months to season your store, where once you start doing your product research and sourcing, you will start seeing that you don't necessarily always have to click here to request approval to sell this product, right? Sometimes it will be an automatic yes. Other times, Amazon will call for additional documentation that you will have to provide in order to become ungated. Okay. So once you click this, it's going to take you to the next screen, which looks like this. As you can see, it's going to say request approval, right? So it's going to take you to your Amazon Seller Central account. So once you're in your Amazon Seller Central account, you're going to hit the request approval. Once you hit the request approval, it's going to take you to this screen. And as you can see, I would actually have to go through and submit documents, and it tells you everything that you need, right? It also shows a video which you can look through as well. In this case, I will have to purchase 10 units, right, showing that I purchased these units, and I will also have to upload the receipt. So not only would I have to upload pictures of the Chanel, as you can see here, 10 of these, and then on top of that, I will also have to upload the receipt showing that I purchased it from a reputable supplier. That supplier could be Target, Walmart. Now, what I will say is that when you are ungating, is that you definitely want to, if anything, not necessarily do the receipts. Like, you don't want to go into the stores and get them. If anything, you want to do it online, because Amazon is looking for certain things, right? It tells you everything, includes your name, address, matching information, and your selling account. All of those things have to match. And sometimes when you do upload the files, you'll get an automatic ungate where it's like, congratulations, you're approved to sell. And other times it may take 3 to 5 days. Okay. But just keep this in mind. So in this case, this item right here, I am still gated on. So I would not be able to move forward with this. But let's just go back. Let's say I was ungated on this item, right? The first thing that we want to make sure is that there is no misbranding at all whatsoever. What is misbranding? So if you look here, it will show you the brand. The brand Chanel, manufacturer Chanel. You can even look here, Chanel, right? Now, what happens is that people's stores can get deactivated for such a small thing called misbranding, right? So you're normally going to add yourself to listings. You're not going to be creating your own listings, at least not starting out. So when you're adding yourself onto these Amazon listings, you have to make sure that you do your due diligence looking at the product details. Okay. When you're looking at the product details, and what you will see is that this says Chanel, but other times it could say XYZ store, or it could say yellow, or it could say whatever the brand is. And the reason why people, when they make listings, they will put a different brand so that Amazon doesn't recognize it as Chanel and they automatically are ungated on the item. It's just a loophole. There's always gray areas when it comes to selling on Amazon. The thing that you don't want to do is run into an issue where you are selling on a listing that's Chanel but does not say Chanel, because then you could run the risk of your store getting deactivated and going through appeals and finally getting reactivated. There's been people who will have 6 months of deactivation, a year of deactivation. I went through deactivation myself, and it is a great learning process, right? But if you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to appeal, your store could be deactivated indefinitely. So just keep those things in mind, okay? So we're in the clear with this. So the brand is Chanel, right? There are parameters that I like to look through. One of the major parameters is that you want this to be 300,000 or below. BSR is your buyers sellers ranking, okay? This is how Amazon rates the products, right? So in the beauty and personal care section, the BSR for this particular product is 68,661. The lower the number, the better it is. So if the BSR was 1, 2, 1,000, 20,000, right? The better it is. Now, this BSR could be great, but if the estimated monthly sales is under 100, I'm not touching it. Why do I say that? Because let's say there are 50 items being sold, right? And let's just say you profit $3, but you are the eighth seller. You being the eighth seller, dividing that by 50, right? So let's do 50 divided by 8. You're only selling 6 items, right? And then we're going to do 6 times $3. You're only making $18 off of that product per month. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all whatsoever. Okay. So you want to have at least 100 units. You also want to see, to make sure that you're competitive with the other offers. Okay. But that will be towards the end because we don't even know how much this product is yet. Okay. So those are a few things. You also wanted to look at variations. What are variations? So let's say we have Chanel, right? And it's this is the number 10, but let's say there's a number 12, number 15, and those numbers correspond with colors. Those will all go here, and as you can see, right? So this is the ASIN. The ASIN is basically how Amazon identifies each item. So this ASIN applies to this. It ends in M4, right? There's another ASIN that ends in 9G. Let's say that's pink, okay? So as you can see, this says color, 10 Noir, and then hopefully I'm saying that correctly, and then this one just says Noir, okay? So M4, let's see, this ends in M4. So how you may say, hey, how do I know if that 103 is like a true number or that 135 is a true number? The way that you can guesstimate it is off the rating. So 88, let's round this up to 89% of the time, individuals are buying this item of the 135, right? So you go off the ratings right here. And again, this is all in AZ Insight. You will have these links in the material, okay? But this is all via AZ Insight. So what you're going to do is this, we're going to round this up to 89%. You see the calculator says 135 of these sell per month. So we're going to do 135 times 89%. That is 120 units. So we are still in the clear. We are still in the clear, okay? So that's perfect. We have 120 units. Now, let's go down to, let's see if we actually can find this item, right? So normally what you do is you are going to search this via Google, right? So you're going to control, I use a Mac, so control or shift, search images with Google. This doesn't always work, but this is the first thing I like doing when doing my product research. So the cool thing is you do that and then it shows you all of the places that are selling this item, whether they're in stock, out of stock, or what have you, right? Doesn't look like there's anything here though that is popping up that would be profitable for us. This is on eBay. That's 20, that's $25, but I stay away from eBay. Again, I like making sure that I'm purchasing from reputable websites. eBay is reputable, but when it comes to um, Amazon asking for your proof of purchase and things of that nature, if it comes down the line, like I wouldn't want to have eBay on there. That's just my personal preference. All right, so there's nothing here, right? You can also copy and paste. Copy and paste. So as you can see, just to show you guys, I hit here and it does a quick title copy. All right. So we'll go back here. So it literally is showing you everything. So as you can see, we have 31.49, 35, 38, 38, 37. Do. Now I know, guys, just based off of me already doing my product research, this, even though this says 31.49, and let's move this over here. So look, this is a 0.2, this is 0.21 ounces. This is 0.21 ounces. This is the number 10. This is the number 10. See all these things, right? It says 31.49 with coupon. So let's see. 31.49. Your profit is $6.93. Now, you want your profit to be at least $3 or your profit margin at least 15%, whichever one cancels out, right? So now again, granted, there's gray areas and you're going to choose what works best for you. However, I know what works for me is that I always want my profit to be at least $3 and I want my margins to be at least 15%. Now, 15 to 20% are the profit margins that you should be looking for. So let's say you make 100 grand in a year in gross sales, gross meaning before your take home, which is your net, right? So you have to take into consideration how much Amazon deducted from what you made, right? You have to take into consideration 10 to 15% loss when people return items, if they damage them or whatever it is. You want to factor in all these things. But your number, when you're calculating, let's say you made $100,000 and your profit margin is 15%, that's $15,000 that you made for the year. Now, I don't know about you, but I would love an extra 15%. I mean, $15,000 added to my pocket. 20%, $20,000. Okay. So this one is $31.49. Okay. Now there's free shipping. As we can see, this is the exact same item, right? It says Lay Volume de Chanel, right? Lay Volume Stretch de Chanel mascara. Again, all of this stuff, you want to make sure that it lines up. So you see the pictures, you want to make sure all of everything pretty much lines up. Now they change packaging and things of that nature, right? So it's not always going to be the case. Now, this does say Stretch de Chanel. This does not say Stretch. Okay. This doesn't say Stretch. So, and let's look at the spoolie. The spoolies are different and that can change sometimes. But I wouldn't feel comfortable purchasing this item because it says Stretch. And that small thing could change a lot of things. So let's exit out of here. And let's try another one. Let's try here. E-Cosmetics. 32.30. So look, get an extra 15% off. So we are going to get an extra 15% off, right? Maximum $100 coupon discount per customer. Okay, that's fine. But guess what? Let's do the 32.30 with auto replenish. And let's see how frequently we can do this. So once a month. And let's see how many we could do, 6 in total. Now let's add to cart. And as you guys can see, you will have these extensions that you can add. Okay, you see this? These are your extensions. you're going to see this. This is top cash back. So not only are you getting 15% off your order, you're also getting 8.08% cash back. Now, this cash back will go into your cash back reward account. You will have to sign up for the cash back in order to get your cash back rewards. Same goes for Rakuten. These are ways where you can maximize your dollars. So imagine with eCosmetics, you're getting 8.08% cash back, right? You're also getting 15% off of your order, and it's auto replenish. So it's always going to be $32.30, right? Regardless. On top of that, let's say you have a cash back card. Chase Freedom Unlimited is one of my favorite cards. That's unlimited 1.5% cash back. So let's just do the math really quickly. So we're going to activate this, right? We're going to activate this. Once this is activated, and you can't double up, right? So you either have to do Rakuten or Top Cash Back. It all depends. Sorry about that, guys. So it all depends. So let's go to our. So we see it says $193.80, right? That's $32.30. So let's do $193.80. Let's see if we can double up. Save 10. Sometimes you can, like Vitacross, you can double up, but not all websites allow you to do that. See, you already have the best discount. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do $193.80 minus 8.08%. So now we're at 178 minus 1.5%. Whoops. Hold on. So 178.14. 178.14, right? Minus 1.5%. So we're at $175.47. Let's divide that by 6. We're at $29.24. Do you guys see that? Do you see the difference? So your true number is $29.44. $29.24. Every penny counts. Look at your profit margin and look at your profit. This is $9.18 that you will make for every single sale. On top of that, your profit margin is 18.74%. Right? So you want to look at your FBA offers because you have to make sure that you are competitive. So this $48.99, you know that you can go very low. You could go all the way down to $42 to still be at that $3. So you have a lot of wiggle room. A lot of wiggle room, right? But this is cool. You can look at the FBA offers, right? So let's see, $48.99. I always like doing $1 or $2, depending how aggressive I want to be. So everyone who is at, let's say, all right, so we know that we are listed at $48.99, but we know we can go all the way down to $42.99. But let's see where everyone is. $48.99. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we would be the 8th person. So $47.99 or $46.99 are the people that you would count. So you're counting the people who are below you, not above you, because you know that you're not going over your $48.99 unless you want to, right? So let's say $46.99 is the cutoff. So $46.99 to $48.99 will be your competition. Okay, so we have 1. We're going to count those. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. We would be number 5 because as you can see, 48, 49, 50, 50.99. This is 51.07. And guess what, guys? We can honestly, because 50.99 is pretty much 51, so we can count them. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would be the 6th seller on this. Now remember, let's go back here. Variations. 89% of people So you're going to do 135 times 89. That's 120. You are the sixth seller, right? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're 6. Okay? So we're going to do 120 divided by 6. All right? That is 20. Now you're going to times that by $9.18. This is how much you would make if you keep that number, right? If you keep that number at the $48.99 and you get it for that awesome number, you would be at $183.60. If you do that 10 times, guys, that's literally $1,836 profit on a monthly basis. If you do that times 12, $22,000 profit for the year off of that one item. Off of that one item. Okay? Now, before you get too excited though, we have to read through Keepa. Okay? You also want to check here for IP complaints. Right? Now, let me show you something. So as you can see, this says we can't find any IP complaints. This is intellectual property complaints. So take, for instance, again, Chanel. This is Chanel, but we are not authorized to sell Chanel items, right? Chanel can come on, or one of their brand owners can come on, someone who's authorized to an authorized reseller can come on and submit an appeal against you saying, hey, this person, XY, company XYZ, is on this listing and they are not authorized to sell Chanel. Now, sometimes it can be BS, other times it can be real. And again, that's why it just comes down with hiring the right mentorships, and it comes with trial and error sometimes. It comes with a little bit of all those things. So, but the major thing with this is if this did show an IP complaint and it was recent, let's say it was back in 2019, you'll see a lot of those back in 2019. No one really cares, because I'm about to tell you why. When you read the Keepa chart, you will be able to 9.9 times out of 10 avoid getting any type of IP complaints. Okay. So make sure you're looking at all of this. You can literally go left to right, left to right, left to right. Make sure you're checking all of this stuff. Stock checker, it's not the end of the world. You don't really need to check that. Don't count. I always tell people, don't count other people's pockets. It is cool to look at every once in a while, but it's not going to do anything for you. So let's go to Keepa. All right. So this is your lovely chart called Keepa. This is going to be your bread and butter. This chart may look really crazy right now, but as you get the hang of it, you will see, right? These are the things that I like having listed on my Keepa chart. So the sales rank, right? And it literally tells you everything. Sales rank, Amazon's bestseller rank, a click on the arrow inverts the y-axis, right? So the lower the sales rank, the better it is, right? So 120, look, 61,000, right? It's shooting up 84, 106. So it goes up and down, up and down. This is all, I always have it on a 3-month. You could literally go out to all time, to as long as it's been on a listing. You could do it in a year, 3 months, a month, a week, and the day, right? 3 months is good because when you're looking at listings, you always want to make sure that the listing has at least 90 days of historical data. Excuse me. That way you can make an informed decision. You have your buy box. This is the major thing, right? So buy box, price of the new buy box offer, shipping included. The buy box is the designated area on a product's detail page where customers can add the item to their shopping carts. The top bar indicates who, Amazon, FBA, or FBM, held the buy box. So when you go onto Amazon, how we're on this listing right now, right? You see these numbers? When you click on this, whoever that person is, they have the buy box at $34. This person has the buy box at $48.99. Remember when I showed you the actual sellers up here, where you see not everyone is listed equally. $48.99, $48.99. Sometimes the buy box will pop up as $53.23. And those people will pay the $53.23 if they don't hit compare sellers. Okay? So buy box. So whenever you see something pink pop up, so we'll go here, that indicates a sale, right? So you see right here, $38. That, and it's blue for FBM. So a merchant. So basically, the person who ordered this item, the person shipped it from their warehouse, their home, wherever their respective place is, and shipped it out directly to the client, to the customer, right? As you can see here, this is $48.99, and this says FBA, buy fast and fresh. Amazon fulfilled the item for them. So those people won the buy box, okay? And then all these new third, like I keep them on here, but I don't really pay them too much attention. When you're looking at ratings, it's a good thing to look at sometimes, because this data could sometimes be skewed. Like, just because you don't see the buy box pop up so many times doesn't mean that the item isn't selling. That's why you want to utilize keep it in its full entirety, okay? So you see the rating is 4.6, right? That's cool, but what you want to look at is the review count, right? So as you can see, the review count is going up, which means that people are purchasing. All right. Now, the major thing that you want to look at, I normally go from bottom to top. You want to look at the offer count. When you are on a listing, when you look at a listing, if there are if there are two or less sellers on the listing, get away from the listing, because more than likely there will be an IP complaint if you add yourself on. Don't risk it. You always want to have at least 3 sellers on there that are selling consistently. And this is where you can see right here. New offer count shows all the sellers that are on here. So as you can see, it's 8, right? You're looking for any type of drastic drops. And when I say drops, you're looking for it to always be at 1 or 2. If it's only at 1 or 2, do not add yourself to the listing. You should always be lister number 4, seller number 4. Okay. Don't do anything less than 3 people on the listing. That way you do not get an intellectual property, aka IP complaint, okay? Or at least run the risk of doing it. So as you can see, this says 8, 4 is dropping, no crazy jumps, right? And it shows you the dates, as you guys can see, Monday, December 18th, Tuesday, December 19th, the times, right? So you see all of that. Now you may say, hey, I don't see many buy boxes, right? Let's look for the day. Right? Let's see if there's any buy box. Nope. Now let's go to the 3 months. And just to show you guys, when you take stuff away and add. So look, took away the blue. See how that looks? Added it. Took away sales rank. Added it. Now, there's another part called offers. So you'll just go hit the data tab and it will bring you here, right? So you're going to hit offers. All right, here we go. And it will literally show you the items sold in the past 30 days for this particular ASIN and then an M4, okay? This is not both variations, okay? So it's showing, I always like doing prime. So if you do FBM, you can see this says 106, right? So 106 FBM units are sold on a monthly basis, roughly. Prime, 152. Okay. You can also see the people who have sold the most in the last 30 days. The person listed at $49.99, 11. The person listed at $48.99, 86. Right? Their stock, 5. Theirs is 2. So look, and you guys can always click these things to move the things around. Okay. So you see that this says 152. So these numbers are pretty true. All right. So you know that this would be a good buy. When starting out, I say you always want to send in test buys. So you can send in 10 units because this is a winner. So let's say you weren't gated. I would send 10 of these to see how quick they sell and do it that way. Now, when you're looking, we're going to get into the reverse product research, right? You see that? How you do last seen 8 minutes ago. You're going to do the person who was last seen, who's the freshest. So last seen means when somebody typed this in, fast and fresh popped up, okay? So we are going to go onto their storefront. So we're going to click them on their storefront, okay? And it's going to take you to this screen here, okay? So you can literally look at, I like seeing them on Amazon. So I'm just going to click show on Amazon. Once you hit show on Amazon, you will hit this right here. Visit the Fashion Fresh storefront. Okay. So you literally can see everything that they're selling. This is reverse product research. This is what the 6, 7, and 8-figure sellers use on a daily basis. Okay. They use this to find items. There are a lot of different ways where you can do product research, right? But this is the most effective way where you don't have to spend money versus when you start using other platforms. That's when you have to start paying monthly subscriptions. So starting out, and so that you don't overwhelm yourself, you want to start with something like this, right? Now let's say the listing, you'll start noticing, let's say this listing, the Chanel, was being sold in Walmart. The majority of items on that person's storefront is probably going to be sourced from Walmart, Target. They're doing online arbitrage, right? And they may be doing retail arbitrage as well. So you'll start picking up on patterns, and you can even add it to like your Rolodex. So my Rolodex, like I use Google spreadsheets and my VA. So I still find items, but my VA finds all the items for me now. I just do like the quality control at this point in my Amazon stores. But starting out, you definitely want to make sure that you can do this yourself. Okay. So let's just see what they have going on, right? They have time for it, and this is cool. Again, AZ Insight shows you all of this stuff. You see how it says powered by AZ Insight? So even before you click on something, you can literally see like, oh, this has 1,600 sales. But remember, there's variations and things of that nature. But let's just look for, so they have a lot of shoes, fragrances, hats. See this? Wouldn't even do. This has 42 sales. They have a lot of things on their storefront. They sell a lot of perfume. Let's look at this. This is dry shampoo. So let's click on this. As you can see to the right, Amazon's on the listing, which isn't always necessarily a bad thing. So with something like this, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, right? And as you can see, look, let's look at the offer count. 1, 3, 2. Okay, that's fine. Now, you see when this is all orange? All orange means that Amazon is on a listing. It doesn't necessarily mean that Amazon is winning the buy box, right? So don't shy away because Amazon's on the listing, just as long as you can be competitive, right? So if Amazon's on the listing 25% or less of the time in the 3-month time period right here, again, this is why you need 3 months of historical data prior to purchasing your items so that you can make an educated decision, okay? So as you can see, this is a no-go because Amazon, let's look. $12.98, $11.95. So Amazon is winning the buy box for the most part, but there are some people coming in, right? Oh, look, they were lower than Amazon. Look at this. $12.89. Fast and Fresh came in. Look, guys, this is the listing that Fast and Fresh is on, and look, they beat Amazon via FBM at $11.49. And you see where it says Amazon $12.89 at the very top in the orange. But look, the buy box shows you who is actually being featured on the Amazon page. So it doesn't always, again, it doesn't necessarily mean that you cannot sell on this listing. But Amazon is pretty much dominating the buy box, as you guys can see. Verisure. Look, they just dropped their price December 31st. But look, Amazon 918. And guys, Amazon does the same stuff as us, right? They have a team, and they utilize tools as well to reprice their things, re-strategize, and things of that nature. Okay. So we're all doing the same exact thing. Now look, you see how that went to 1019? Amazon's not on a listing in this little gap right here. January 5th, which was about 2 weeks ago. Right? About 2 weeks ago, January 5th. Right? Look at this, 1119. Amazon's back on the listing at 918. But look, Verisure is still winning. Amazon's back. Fast and Fresh. Right? So honestly, guys, looking at this, let me look at the month. See how it did for the month. It's pretty. I would actually send in 10 of these. Yeah, I was sending 10 of these. Let's look at the day. Amazon pretty much for the day, but there's Fast and Fresh. There's Fast and Fresh again, guys. Fast and Fresh is FBA and FBM. So you can do two different listings, which is cool. That's pretty cool. All right. But let's see if we can find this item because, again, this pans out good. Sending in the items, I was sending like 10 of these. But let's see if we can actually find this item for a good profit. I have a feeling that they may be doing wholesale where they're getting the items for dirt cheap versus places like Walgreens and things like that. But if they do like buy one, get one, again, online arbitrage is super awesome when it comes to that aspect because you can get some deals. So let's just see. So we're going to do the Google Lens search. Now, just so you guys are aware, this product is a dangerous good, right? So when you're first starting out, you wouldn't be able to sell an item like this by just like going through all the different scenarios because you will be a seasoned seller and you will end up selling dangerous goods, right? But you will have to ask to, you see how I'm eligible to sell it? There is a dangerous good program, hazmat program, where you have to get approved. And then that's when you can send everything into Amazon that is hazmat, right? But again, this is for demonstration purposes. So we're gonna control search images with Google. Let's see what pulls up. And this is exactly what you're going to be doing on a daily basis. I say you want to dedicate an hour a day to this when you're first starting out so that you can get used to it, or even 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever time you have, dedicate it because your muscle memory and all that stuff will come in. Okay. Let's look at this. The BSR is 4508. Estimated monthly sales 4854. Right? FBA offers 4. Right? Variations. None. None. Let's go back down to Keepa to see how many are selling via Keepa. So as you can see here, 1,155 of these are selling via Keepa. Everyone's getting some pie, right? 921. Look, Verisure, 921 sold in the last 30 days. Fast and Fresh, 111. Fast and Fresh again, 22 for FBM. Olivia Hermes, 80. Mr. Medical. Mr. Medical is sells a lot of stuff. I see him all the time. Amazon.com. So in the last 30 days, question mark. Right? So again, Keepa is pretty good when it comes to this stuff. All right, but so this is a go as a whole. This is a go as a whole. Okay. As you guys can see, it may seem like it's taken a while for these things to fall into place, but once you start doing this more often, you will be a pro. Trust me. You will be a pro. Okay. So when you're doing a lens search, let's see how much this is again. So they're selling it for $9.99. Even if we got this for $3, we'd be at $2.06. But again, the velocity is amazing. So you would be the fifth seller on here, right? But look, $9.99, $9.99, $12.09. Right? So let's just list ourselves at $12.09. Right? And I know these aren't listed for like $3 and stuff like that. So let's just see. Big lots, $8.99. And just to show you, you would be in the red if you were to sell because Amazon charges fees to fulfill your item. So $8.99 is not going to work, right? $5, you're at 38 cents. So something like this, like I said, I'm pretty sure that they have to be getting wholesale in order for this to work because look at the price. $4.46, even though that's not, look, that's at McGrocer, but that is not this. See how this says dry shampoo bear? That's something completely different. But what did I show you guys before? This pops up sometimes, guys. All you got to do is, Yeah, I'm still not logged out, so we're good. But if anything, hit the refresh screen. But let's copy and paste this and see what pops up. Okay, let's go back to, let's see. All right, so let's go back to the listing really quickly. Dry shampoo bear, right? Now, let's move this over here. This says original, so that's not it. This says bear, this is $16.79. So as you guys can see, this is $5.99. This is Ulta. Let's see something. Let's see. So this is 5.71 ounces. This is travel size. This is 1.06. So that is not going to fly. Let's see if we see anything else. And this is what I'm saying. Look, 1019, that's Amazon. 1.6 ounces again. That's just, let's see. So as we can see, guys, this item, there's 5.71 ounces. No one has that. So you would move on from here because no one has the 5.71. Okay. But that's how you will find winners. You're just going through their storefront, and it's not going to work every single time. But the ones that you find, my goodness, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right. Now let me show you an item that would be misbranded. Okay. So again, Pedal Fresh, that's fine. Now you may say, hey, this says Pedal Fresh Pure. What you want to do is just to make sure that it is Pedal Fresh, is that you just copy and paste this and see what the name is. It's that easy, right? Look, it's literally Pedal Fresh. So it's not Pedal Fresh Pure. So that would not be misbranding. Okay. So let's just go through all of these really quickly. This is My Protein. As you can see here, My Protein is the brand. So that's perfect. Let's look at this. Poise is the name, right? Poise is the name. So before you do anything, again, check for the misbranding. See this brand? It says Ensure, manufacturer Kimberly Clark. Okay. Now, if you're like, well, I don't really know if Poise is Poise or if it is Ensure, right? As you can see, it's poise.com. So this would be considered misbranding and you would not get on this listing at all. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at this. This is My Protein, right? Let's see. We have 821 estimated monthly sales, 9 FBA offers. So we're over the 3. No IP complaints, right? Let's look at the variations. Remember, you can copy and paste, but it highlights the one that is. I just look at the FI. It ends in FI and see how it highlights green. The review, right? You're going to look at the ratings. Remember, ratings is 36%. So 36% times 821 is a whopping 296. All right. So it's 296. All right. So we're over our 100 mark, which is great. Of the 296, look, this is listed at 5096, right? FBA offers. Let's see. Let's see between 4896 and 5096. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whoops, 50.96. So we'll round it up to we'll let them go up to 51. 51.99. So between 48.96 and let's just round it up to 52 for simple math. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not counted. So this is 7, and then you will be the 8th person. All right. So 296 divided by 8, you will be able to take away 37 of those items on average. Right? This is a pack of 1. Now let's make sure this is still a winner though. There's all of this checks out up here. But let's scroll down to Keepa. You guys can see the buy box when I'm going like this. You see all that pink? That indicates sales. The other one I showed you, they were still selling. So that's why I said it's good to look at AZ Insight, Keepa on the chart, and then Keepa in the data section. You have to make sure that you exhaust all options. There's 100 different ways to skin a cat. Exhaust all options. That way you know that you are purchasing a winner, right? Look at the offer count, right? There's no crazy drops or anything like that, right? Let's look at the review count. 2678. Let's go all the way here. 2706. So there have been reviews, right? Let's look at the sales rank. 24,000 fluctuates 22, 25. But as you can see, there's no crazy spikes where it's like going up to 300,000 and dropping to 100,000. Like it's pretty consistent, right? See the buy box. Mostly FBA. I don't see any blue for FBM. Now for the buy box, you want to make sure there aren't any crazy drops, right? So 51.94, 51. Let's just keep saying 51. Oh, look at that, 48.99. But that's every once in a blue moon. We're between that 48.99, like I said, and that 52. All right. So even if we're at 48.99, right? Let's see if we can be profitable. So this item is on the actual website, My Protein. Look, 40% off plus free shipping. My goodness. Would you look at that? Free shipping at $50 spend. Now, when you guys are purchasing items, you want to make sure that you're not purchasing, let's say they do allow you to purchase 100 of these. You want to vet these websites. Mine is Vitacost. Vitacost is really good. Webstaurant. Those type of stores, they allow you to order 100 items at any given time, 200, 1,000 if you want, depending. But places like this where you're not too familiar with, and you're not even familiar with Vitacost, more than likely, Target, Walmart, those stores, when you're seasoning your stores, you really only want to do the purchase 5 to 10 items per purchase. Until that item is confirmed and gets shipped out, you don't want to order anything else. Once the item is confirmed and shipped out, then you can do your next round. As you start building up and your store becomes seasoned after like 3 to 5 orders, that's when you can start placing larger volume orders. Okay. But for now, this is $10.99. Marshmallow cream. Let's make sure that we are looking at the same exact thing, right? So this says net weight 2.2 pounds. Right? Let's see. 2.2. So that's $44.99. Right? $44.99 times, minus 40% off, which is amazing. So it's $26.99. So let's just see before we even get deep into it. Profit, $10.06. That's amazing. Now, so it's 2.2 pounds. Impact Whey Isolate. Impact Whey Protein. This is Impact Whey Isolate, whey protein powder, flavored drink. So, guys, this is exactly why you do the product research, because everything could be good until it says Impact Whey Protein and this says Impact Whey Isolate. Chocolate smooth. Let's see. Chocolate smooth. The picture still doesn't change. So let's see something. Impact Way. Isolate. Here we go. So this is the correct one. So my VA actually messed up on this, guys. He messed up. And I have to let him know. 2.2 pounds, $64.99 for, what is it? And this is exactly what you'll be doing. Chocolate smoothie. They don't even have it on here. So let's just put chocolate brownie. But it should be chocolate smooth. But for this $64.99, that's $52. Which we know will put us way down. So these are mistakes that you could run into, and I'm happy that this actually is showing you in real life that this says impact whey isolate, and initially we had impact whey protein. All right, so you really have to do your due diligence. If you do not do your due diligence, you will not you'll lose some money. Now, you granted you'll lose 10 to 15%, which is fine because you're still going to be profitable. But something like this, let's say that you sent in 10 of these, right? You sent in 10, right? So you spent let's say $300 on the 10, right? Just for the customer to return the item. Now you have to pay for the return fees and all that stuff because it's such a small thing. Impact whey protein versus impact whey isolate. All right. So let's keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Hair rescue. Again, all this stuff is good. We there are 18 offers. $29.64 is what we have here, but look, everything else is $35 for the most part. So let's see. Okay, so we have the 18 offers. $29.64. The price is let's see. Yep, we have Pedal Fresh. So all the things that we go through, no IP complaints or anything like that. 283 estimated monthly sales. Let's check. Keep it really quickly. All right, cool. Offer count, no crazy drops. Down to 1. Sales rank. Some spikes, but nothing too crazy, right? Review count started at 154. Let's see if it 167 over the course of 3 months. Good stuff. Good stuff. This is looking good. I'm liking this. Let's look at the pricing. We're not really all right. So $26.95, 25, 27, 28, 31, 33, 31, 31, 30, 29. Okay, cool. So again, no crazy drops or anything like that. Okay. I know the buy box price when I was looking at it was 29 and some change. So the higher the better. That 33, that's great. Okay. Let's look at the data. You can see here if we hit Prime, 197 of these sell on a monthly basis. So all the numbers are pretty good, right? Now this item is in Walmart, but let's just make sure that it's the actual item because you guys saw in the last ASIN that it was not. And if we would have missed it, that could have been a big miss and cost us a pretty penny. Especially first starting out, you don't want to make those type of mistakes. I've done it, and you will do it. But if we can mitigate it as much as possible, let's do it. It says hair rescue, right? This says hair rescue, thickening treatment, right? Thickening treatment, thickening formula. This is a 2 count, right? 12 fluid ounces. Is this 12 fluid ounces? Yes, for thinning hair. So all of this checks out. Finally, right? Say you found 2 winners in an hour. You're winning. If you find more, even better. If you find one, that's good. Let's say you find one in that hour that I said that you do every day. And let's just say 5 times a week, you found 5 winners. Times that by 4, that's 20 winners per month. And you using the formulas that I'm using and 15 to 20% profit margins, you're winning. So this is how you build your store up, okay? So all of this stuff is spot on. So $7.98, we just rounded up to 16, 15.90. It's $15.94. So let's say $15.94, right? So you're at $3.52 per item, right? $29.64. Let's see. Let's count these up. As you guys know the drill, $29.54 is the lowest. And then I'm sorry. 27.64 will be the lowest we will go, and 30.64 to add one more dollar for people who we know they may drop their pricing. So 29.64, so that's one. We're not counting them. We're not counting them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. None of these. So you would be number 11. So 283. That's 26 units. And 26 times 354. That's close to $100. That's awesome. Can't beat that. And guess what? Make sure you're using your cash back. Right? Shows you all of the categories. So that's how you do product research. It takes time. When you first start out, it may seem a little wishy-washy, but that's why you have this video, and you can refer back to it as many times as possible, as long as you're following the parameters that I went through. And I want to show you guys one more thing. Take a screenshot, a picture of this, right? These are the parameters, like I was saying: sells at least 100 units a month, $3 profit, 15% minimum margin, right? Or the $3 profit has to be one or the other. There could be cases where if you sell 1,000, let's say you get to share 200, you get to sell 200 units of something that's only a profit of $1 and the profit margin is like 7%. I would be over that all day because that's $200 that you're making regardless. So use your expertise, use your knowledge in order to make your educated decisions, okay? Amazon is not in stock. If in stock, less than 25% in the past 90 days, or can compete with Amazon on price, like I said earlier, right? If Amazon is not in stock, and if they are in stock, it's less than 25%. So you guys see, like on that one chart that I was reading, Amazon was all over the buy box, but there was still a good amount of 2 or 3 sellers who were competitive with them. So buying something where you know you could be competitive with Amazon, like we said, or can compete with Amazon, you definitely want to do that. Okay, you definitely want to get that. You want to avoid brand owners and listings with only a couple offers. Again, it needs to have at least 3 sellers on there. You will always be the 4th. Okay, don't do 2 sellers. You cannot make yourself the 3rd seller. 2 is just too risky, especially first starting out. Avoid IP complaint listings, right? You can use IP Alert, which is a monthly subscription, or AZ Insight, AZ and Zen, which I recommend. And then once you start making money, that's when you can start reinvesting into tools, right? But to start out, AZ and Zen, AZ Insight, which I showed you right here, this is where it shows you if there are IP complaints, right? So that is that. And then use buy box 30 to 90 to come up with calculations for buy box price. You want to reference AZ Insight. So again, when you're coming up with the buy box price, and it show you can look at this thing right here, 30-day average price, $29.24, $28.82, $26.88. You can add these two and divide them, right? Or you can just use the 30-day average or the 90-day average, $28.82, right? $28.82. Let's just say it drops there. You're profiting $2.83, which isn't too far off from the $3. Okay. So I hope this helped. You will be a rock star when it comes to doing product research, just as long as you literally practice. Practice makes perfect. So look back at this as many times as you need. And cheers to running up a bag. Let's get it.